Hello again. This pot holder is much simpler. These are 7-inch squares. There are 4 of them, folded in half and ironed. I'm going to lay them down and weave them together. And it's very Christmassy looking, so it's kind of fun. The fold is always going to go to the center on this design. So there's a red over green. And on this side, remember, fold, fold, fold to the center. And I'll put this under. You want to kind of mess it around a little bit, jockey it, make sure it's lined up and looks square. Now I'll take the 4th one, again, fold to the center. And I'm going to lift this red side, place it under. And again, I'll take just a little bit of time to see if I can get that lined up as much as possible. Okay, once that is lined up, that's about all you're going to do with that one. And now, right side of a Christmas fabric, only because it looks so darn Christmassy. And this is going to have potholder filling, and I mentioned in the other video about using the potholder filling. It goes on the outside. And so I'm going to put this right on top of here. And I like to just use a few pins to make sure things stay in place. And in this instance, I find it works pretty well for me if I let my pin go from the center out to the corner. Center to the corner. And I don't even have 4 pins here, so that's all right. That's how many I'll use. So you can see that it's all pinned together. I'm going to, I could have changed my thread, but I think you can maybe see this better. I'm going to start, oops. This is why you have to have the 4th pin. You see that just flopped over. Maybe I'll have one in my pin cushion. Oh yes. Looks like a hat pin, but I'm using it anyway. And you probably already saw the mistake that I don't have a checkerboard. Okay, I fixed the checkerboard. I'm going to the back side. Sewing, I've got pins holding that all together. And I think it's gonna work. So put it into the machine, and I'm starting about 1.5 inches from the edge. And I'm going to get my needle that goes down in there. And again, I've got 1/4 inch. Make sure your little fabric doesn't fold over. See, I lift the pressure foot up once in a while. It's to make sure I don't get a whole bunch of wrinkles in there, because I'm sewing through a lot of stuff here. And this is just a little old singer. I can sew through about anything. The reason I'm doing it on the colored side is because there are all these folds, and if I don't do it on this side, if I did it on the other side with the potholder filling, I might get this to accidentally fold over, kind of make a mess. Okay, here's where, let me see where I'm at. I'm going to leave an opening. I don't know if I've left enough, because I have to turn this eventually, but I don't want to have to turn the corner. So I'm moving down real close to the corner. Sew to this corner, come back where I started. Sew off. Again, I like to turn my threads all the way around. And Now each corner, I don't know if you can see this, I'm going to be about 1/8 of an inch away from the corner of my sewing, and just trim those corners off so I can turn it. This doesn't look very neat, but then I also trim a lot of this stuff off. And another thing I found works is I go to the potholder filling side and trim some of that off so it won't be so bulky when I turn it. I'll probably be screeching when I turn it because I didn't leave much of an opening. But I can always make the opening bigger. And it's good to put 2 layers. And it's also good to have a pair of scissors dedicated to cutting the potholder stuff, because it has aluminum in it and it really dulls your scissors very quickly. So pins come out. Look for the place where I left an opening, and I'm going to turn between the 2 fabrics, not the potholder. I'm going to leave that, and I'm turning it. I don't want to turn too close to the corner, because if I do, it's hard to make the corner look nice. Okay, I know it's going to be a struggle to turn it when I made a small opening, so I'm taking my X-Acto knife and just trimming, cutting a few threads, and see if I can pull them loose a little bit. And the thing I like about this particular potholder, and I think you'll see it once I get it opened up, is because it's folded and those folds are not stitched over, you're going to be able to put some neat things in there. Like if you wanted to make a Christmas napkin, put it in there. Or if you have a mug and some cocoa and stuff, you can give it all together as a gift and tuck the little napkin in the opening on the potholder. Or maybe even a fancy little spoon. Perhaps you've been in a thrift shop and you found this odd little silver spoon that's just right to stir a cup of cocoa. So you can certainly use that.